What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of GameSlean TV. This is GameSlean for May 1st, 2014. Up tonight, news of the week, as usual. And then later, we're talking about Daylight from Zombie Studios. So let's get going. Time for the news.
Earlier this week, View Entertainment and excavators descended upon a landfill in Almagado, New Mexico to seek out Atari's E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial's cartridges. What they found was just that and more. Many cartridges, instruction manuals, and boxes for the game were found. Amongst the wreckage, the filmmakers also discovered an Atari 2600 joystick, Centipede, Asteroids, and Space Invaders.
So, E.T. Landfill Excavation. This rumor's been going on forever. This wasn't this the cause, or was caused by the video game crash of '83?
Yeah, that was a big one.
Okay, we got to get rid of these carts because we're not going to sell them. So okay,
This
now they say, no, we're going to dig them up now.
This is considered the worst game of all time.
Yes.
I don't think it's the worst though. I think I've played worse. And I've played E.T. on
Played
Atari.
E.T., yeah.
I've played it. I mean, all I did is fall into a pit, and couldn't get out, and then I'd restart it.
How can you get any better than, or any worse than?
I mean, I'd actually say Superman 64 was.
Oh, when you going
worse.
through the rings?
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Superman
But that
64
also
is
set up
terrible.
a bigger expectation. I mean, think about it. I mean, the games are decades apart, but it's like you play E.T., you're like, really, what do you expect out of this game? I mean, you've all seen the movie.
I'm just.
But Superman, you were like, kick some ass, and then you were like, oh, this
Yeah,
sucks.
but it was also an Atari game. The expectations obviously had to be way lower.
Yeah.
That being said, the game still sucks a giant set of nuts.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They
Well,
found-
what was the purpose here? They just wanted to confirm that that's what actually
Yeah,
happened?
because it was a huge thing that
Yeah.
that Atari, told everybody. It was like, yeah, we just put these in a landfill, and they actually found them. So
Okay.
They knew where they
Cool.
were.
Now my
They knew
dreams are crushed.
Where they were. They knew the rough area where they were, obviously. They dug them up.
yeah.
So now we can look forward to the AVGN movie on the same subject. And, yeah, put them back in there. No one wants to play it.
Marvel Comics announced that they plan to kill off Wolverine in a 4-part series simply titled Death of Wolverine. Setting up this storyline, Marvel stripped him of his mutant healing factor, leaving him vulnerable to all enemies past and present. We'll see Logan reflecting on his life throughout the summer in a 3-month-to-die story arc. Death of Wolverine begins September 3rd.
Okay, so Marvel Comics to kill off Wolverine. Yeah, this is dumb. Like, give me a break.
It's been done before. Why do they gotta keep doing it? It's because they just want that money.
Want that money.
Nick, you can barely read, so.
Oh
let's
yeah,
not
please,
ask-
you're a f***ing genius, right?
No,
Hey,
no.
I
If there's.
think this kind of thing is stupid.
Well, I mean.
Why are they? They're killing off arguably Marvel is killing off arguably their most popular character.
I don't know
of
if he's
all
the
time.
most popular anymore, to be honest. Like, I don't know, since like the
Wolverine's
Marvels.
all over everything. He's in Avengers, X-Men, Wolverine.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like ever since the cinematic universe and stuff. Like, I feel like Captain America and Iron Man are more on top, like right now. But they go through cycles. Every major superhero has been killed, and he'll come back to life. And as long as the story's good leading up to it, like when Steve Rogers got murked, I mean, it was the aftermath of
Thanks
Civil
for the
War.
spoiler.
Too bad.
Then he was just out of time and like a whatever in another dimension, and they brought him back, and it was stupid. Same thing with like Bucky Barnes. They brought him back. They bring everybody.
Yo,
back.
wait a second though, but Winter Soldier is badass, so it's all right that Bucky Barnes came
Winter
back.
Soldier is pretty good, but
I don't know. We'll
It's
see.
It's another summer shameless cash grab, and I for one do not agree with Marvel's decision to kill Wolverine.
If the plot's good, I don't
Yeah, it's
care.
dope.
Like, it could be a cool event. You know he's gonna come back. Whatever. It's not like it's new that they're doing this though. They've done this in like every major character has died at least once, and they always come back, except for Jean Grey. I mean,
What?
Sarah.
What?
I'm more disappointed they're killing off Archie, like we discussed before.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Screw Wolverine. Let's talk about Archie. Dude, Jughead's gonna be pissed.
They should have killed him off years ago. What's going on here? Instead, they're killing off my favorite character. Or one of my favorite characters, anyway. It's ridiculous. Shame on you, Marvel. You
What are
bring
you gonna do?
Nightcrawler and Colossus back, but you kill Wolverine.
It's the Disney effect. Make us more money or get fired.
Yeah, whatever. It's for the greater good.
We'll
The
see.
greater good. The greater good of their wallets, maybe.
Lastly, actor Bob Hoskins has died at the age of 71. Hoskins had been retired from acting for 2 years following a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease. He will be remembered fondly for such roles such as Smee in the film Hook, Eddie Valiant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Mario in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
So actor Bob Hoskins has passed on. He played Mario in that ridiculous Mario movie. Mario. Smee and Hook.
Eddie Valiant.
That's all I really know.
Roger Rabbit.
He was the guy who captured or contained Jet Li in that movie with that Luc Besson movie. What was it, Tom?
Unchained or something?
It was something like that, you know. And I remember seeing theaters, and it was actually okay. I mean, I watched it.
The best part about that movie is that Bob and I snuck into the Bellingham 14 theater and saw it for free.
There you go. But yeah, no, it sucks. I mean, don't really have anything funny to say about this one. He was a good actor, and Mario, Super Mario Brothers movie.
He was a great character actor that was in a lot of the films that we really liked as kids, and it sucks that he died.
Yeah.
Hook was awesome.
Yeah, Hook was awesome.
Hook kicked ass.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I'm sure you guys watched that a ton of times. Like I did. Even the Mario movie. When you're a kid, that movie was still cool. So
I think Mario's better now than it was when I was a kid. Because as a kid, I was like, this movie's gonna be awesome. Now I watch it with like a bit of irony, and it's just like some like cheap, like futuristic like movie, kind of reminiscent of like a Blade Runner type setting. I mean, not nearly like as close.
I think it was
like a movie, but
John Leguizamo ruined that movie thoh.
he's okay. I like John Leguizamo.
I mean, the best part of that movie was Dennis Hopper, though. I mean, we got the Goomba.
What the heck?
You can appreciate the movie on a different level.
Yeah.
It's still something.
So even though you hated it, thank you, Bob Hoskins.
Okay, our review this week: Daylight from Zombie Studios. Let's go. Gameplay footage. What do we got here?
The main character is Sylvester Stallone, right?
No, it's not Sylvester Stallone.
You're trapped under a bridge or something, and you've got to rescue the survivors.
This one here, I was following this one for a little while, but not only because it looked kind of cool. I don't know. I'll get into the graphics in a little bit, but I was also following it because Jessica Chobot wrote it.
Who's a babe?
Sure.
I'm not too familiar with her, so thanks for enlightening me.
For those that don't know, Jessica's been a gaming personality for quite a while now. I used to watch her all the time on Strategize when I first got my 360. She's also been in tons of other gaming-related stuff. In fact, I remember an interview, I think it was on the Game Show or something like that, where she actually said she was in talks with publishers and pitching an idea for a game. So kind of moving from the just, game reporting and gaming personality type thing to actually being part of the development process. So this game here, Daylight, I'm guessing this is that game. It might not be, but whatever the case is, this game is what we wound up getting. She was also in Mass Effect 3 as Diana Allers, which was also sufficiently creepy, but that was more BioWare's fault, I think, and not hers. But in any case, I'm a big fan of hers. Jessica's great, so let's talk about this game here, Daylight. Now, this is a survival horror game where you play as a girl named Sarah. She wakes up in an abandoned hospital, no idea how she got there. She picks up her phone and a voice comes on telling her just, explore the facility and learn its secrets. Your only items are the phone, which serves as both a flashlight and your map. You also get glow sticks and flares. So the glow sticks are actually pretty important because the light they give off reacts to objects in the environment and shows you where stuff might be hidden. And the flares are arguably even more important because when you have a flare active, you can actually burn the enemies, and that's really your only chance against the enemies, or you can run away. But if there's a few of them near you, you gotta have the flare going because otherwise they're gonna kill your ass. So the objective in each level is to find a set number of remnants, which is what you're seeing here, these kind of like text documents or notes or whatever. They're scattered all around the levels, and again, you use the glow stick. You see these things glowing here, and then you search in stuff like desks and filing cabinets or whatever. So once you have the required number, you get there's a thing called a sigil that gets revealed, and that's what you use to unlock the door that will bring you to the next level. So each sigil is like it's just a significant item from the hospital's history. So like in one level it's a Bible, and another it's a pair of scissors. So the other thing is once there's the two spots on the map, like in each level, where the sigil is going to appear and the locked door. You can run into those before, like if you don't have all the remnants yet, you'll you can run into these places. It's the same in each one. There's like a symbol. So if you get there before you actually have all the remnants, it'll actually mark it on your map. So that's actually pretty helpful.
So to complete each level, you have to capture those remnants. You said.
Yeah, it's those notes that are popping up. So there's a set number, and it tells you how many you're missing.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that game. It was a smaller game. I think it was only made by like one person. It was that game Slender, where you were in this. You were in the woods, and the guy Slender Man would chase you around.
Yeah.
But your objective for that game was to grab like 5 notes, and then you beat the game because the game was small, obviously.
Sure.
But that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it sounds like this is a lot similar. And you always know, like on most of the levels, it's like 6 of them. So once you get all 6, then you can grab the sigil and then go straight for the exit. But sometimes it's different. It's not always 6. So yeah, there's a gauge on the screen too that shows the monster threat level. And as you collect more remnants, like the gauge increases. So like the closer you get to finding the sigil and getting out, like more enemies will come after you. So like it's just, oh man, it's just scary as hell. The enemies in this game, I gotta say, like sometimes you'll round a corner and then just be like bam, they're right there. So that's where you want to use your flares. Like if you hear that music or you hear that gritty sound effects and stuff, you know they're on you. You want to get that flare going. One thing I'll say, one thing you never ever want to do, if you hear the audio cues and you know they're there, you never turn around. Because that's this game's gimmick. Like they will spawn an enemy behind you every single time, and that's like it. So like if you hear that crap going on and they're not in front of you, like
run away.
Yeah, just keep going. Or yeah, that like this game will do that to you every single time. It just puts an enemy behind you, like whenever they're coming for you. So actually later on though, like there's a level where it's like more of an open area. It's like a forest, but there's just a ton of trees and stuff. You can actually hear them. They'll like warp around, and you'll hear them like popping in behind you. But like you can hear them creeping up on you. So as long as you just keep moving, you're usually fine. Another thing I want to mention is that the game is procedurally generated. So that means like the layout of all the levels will change every time you play it. So it's always going to be different, and the items aren't always in the same spot. So I mean that's kind of cool. I'm like the thing is though, I'm not sure I'm going to play this again, so I'm not sure how important that is. So yeah, so like right here, that's the I believe that's where the sigil is going to appear. That symbol on the wall. It's either that or the locked door. Yeah, actually I think that's the lock, because they don't have the sigil yet, and it's on the door. So it's always going to be that. So if you run into that, you'll know, and it puts it on the map too. So once you get the sigil, you get all the remnants, you can book it back to that thing and get the hell out. So yeah, it's cool. Like I said, it's cool. It's procedurally generated, but I don't know. If you're one of those types that's going to buy this and play it a few times, then that's good. It's never going to be the same thing. And then also I've heard you can play it and then you'll get, a couple times through it, you'll get more of the story and you'll get more stuff. So, it might be worth it for that. And, related to that, I can say it's actually pretty short. You can finish this game in one sitting, no problem. So keep that in mind if you're interested in this one. Another thing I want to point out is that this is an Unreal Engine 4 game, and you're probably not getting that impression from here. It does not look like a next-gen game, unfortunately. So
yeah, no, it doesn't.
I don't want to beat them up too much on this though, because they're an indie developer, and they're probably using Unreal Engine 4 mainly because of the tools, and since they're brand new, the tools probably working really well for them there. But maybe they should have gotten some help from Epic or something to make this look a little bit better.
I actually think the graphics look pretty good.
You got to factor in too. It's with an indie game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They look on par with what like Amnesia had, and that was another indie horror title that, from what I could see, had a very similar like look and feel.
Yeah.
So
something else that I think we should mention too is that I saw it mentioned. Like I didn't have any issues running it on my system. I played it on PC, but somewhere they were talking on GAF. They were saying it takes up like 3 gigs of video memory. So if you don't have a beefy graphics card, it's going to chug on you. So. And I don't know why. I mean, maybe they just didn't have time to optimize it. But that's if you don't have a speedy video card, that might be a concern. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't want to beat them up too much for that. But so let's talk about overall. Like, okay, so this is a survival horror game. Is this game scary? And I gotta say yes. So overall, this game, guys, this game creeped me the F out. Like. Silent Hill 2 was the last one I played where I was like, oh man, this game's messing with me, freaking nightmares and shit after I played it. And this one, I'll say after an hour or so, and like I was saying, they'd spawn the enemies behind you and stuff. After an hour or so of that, I could pretty much predict when the enemies were going to come in and stuff. Even with that, even having the enemy behavior figured out, they still got me almost every single time. Like they jump in and just scare me and get me. So I'd be like, I don't know. It was just it was well executed in that regard. So before I played this, I did see a lot of people bashing the game, but a lot of times I always try to ignore most of that stuff if I happen to come across it and just play it for myself and see how things are. I sort of agree with most of the people's complaints. I don't want to say this game is boring, but it does feel a little bit empty at times, and you're really just collecting the remnants and avoiding the monsters. However, like I said before, this game is tense as hell. So if you're looking for that horror experience, this will definitely give it to you. So let's put up the scorecard here and give a recommendation. If you're a horror or a survival horror fan, then yes, this game is $15 on Steam, and the equivalent on PS4. If you're not really a horror type of person and you're not really into it, I don't know how much you'll get out of this, but they did do a solid job. So I can suggest it. I can say yes again if you're into the horror genre, but otherwise I have to give this one the pass, unfortunately. So there you go. That is Daylight.
If you're a famous YouTube personality, yes, put up face cam, play this shit, and then rake in the money.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Guys, check out our website at GameSlean TV. Follow us on Twitter at GameSlean. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Any other final words?
Watch Johnny Nonsense when it comes back, and don't
is it
watch.
coming back?
I have no idea.
Get going on that.
No, don't watch
Our
the
guy's
channel.
killing us, man.
You gotta watch our channel. No, not really. Watch his channel.
Yeah, why didn't Daylight have Stallone in it? He made a movie called Daylight.
Guys, thanks for joining us. Keep playing. We'll see you next time on GameSlean.